Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be beginning the narration and character voice acting for the story collection, A KAZDELIAN Rescue. Right then, our lead-in story for IS5 is here. The little cutesy Dial has brought us quite an interesting story so far, and we shall begin the coverage today with this little part. And yeah, all I can say is, if you're wondering when this story is taking place, this is taking place pretty much on the heels of chapter 14 of the main story. So pretty much the most recent main story chapter. And yeah, with that I can immediately tell you as well, if you haven't caught up with the main story, this will contain some spoilers, especially because characters that are and were present in the most recent chapters, aka 13, 14, will also appear in this story, so if you don't want main story spoilers and are still in the catch-up period with that, I would recommend to finish that first and then come back to this video once you're done. But yeah, A KAZDELIAN Rescue, a story collection that will lead us into IS5, like I said earlier, and I'm looking forward to that because, well, I have heard people buzz about the mode itself and the stories told in there, but I personally have no idea what's in there and I'm looking forward to blindly play through that, so can't wait. And it's a tiny bit less than a week away, so for anybody who is new to the channel and might be watching this right now, I will be streaming it, and well, just stick around and you will see when the notifications go up. And yeah, that's about that. I am excited for it. But in the meantime, we have a small little story collection to do here, and let's begin. So, in today's first part, we are going to be covering the first two story cards for this. For anybody who is new to Arknights and might be wondering how this works, think about these story cards pretty much as your before and after story for a battle stage. And it pretty much works the same way as in the length. Each one of these is roughly 40-ish minutes long. At least that was my timer from the raw recording of this when I was reading for the first time through them. But yeah, it's pretty much functioning like story nodes on a battle stage. It's just way shorter than a full story of like 8 to 10 nodes. But yeah, we're gonna be covering this two at a time, and pretty much gonna probably finish this up right before the release of IS5. So we're gonna have a nice little slide into that mode. But let's begin with our first part here, called Falling Like Fireworks. You must be bored of nights like this. The ones where the damp, cold fog creeps up from the roaring fires of the furnace. Ash permeates the air, its choking stench a constant assault on the nostrils. Hard to imagine being able to sleep like this, cramming a whole day's worth of work into an all too short dream, before awakening to find that things remain unchanged. A black city, black stones, black clouds, and a blood-red flame ensconced in a furnace, unchanging since time immemorial. No, this is not particularly conducive to a good night's sleep. At the very least, something should fill the dreary silence. Something like... "9:30 p.m. Overcast. Kazdel Residential District. The fire of the soul furnace is Kazdel's sun truest. It dries our children's clothes, warms our warriors' hearts. The docile burden beast stomps its hoof to the beat. There's no better place in Kazdel than the plaza by the furnace. Those stingy little hawkers haggle with some loser mercs. Who the fuck do you think you're mouthing off about? Your singing stinks, going on all day like a broken oar. We didn't lose to the Victorians. We had to... what were those again? The fighters console themselves, calling it tactical retreat. Right, it was a lactical defeat. But even his burned beasts know his knapsack is now empty. His daughter's not seen him in years, now looks at him funny. The crowd warming by the furnace node begins to laugh. Suddenly an ear-piercing sound renders the air. The laughter abruptly stops. The warrior's an angry mangler beast. His hands like claws reach for my throat. Won't someone come and save me? Oh, she will. Over here, my savior comes.
The ceremony starts in 5 minutes. Knock it off. What did it say about putting our music sheet in a cord and snap string? Get your clutter away from the furnace already. And you, Steel Skull, back off from the cordon a bit, unless you want your burden beast buddies to burn their fur.
Oh, it's you, Nymph. Joining in on the fun? Relax, this broken furnace only spits out sparks. I know better than you, right? Settle down. My head nearly got crushed, but now I do recall. I wanted to give the souls in the furnace one last farewell song. The docile burden beast calmly warms itself by the fire.
I get it. Not everyone's 30-something like you, but things are about to change. The furnace used to burn Revenants for power, but we're about to switch to a new source of energy. Army says tonight's ceremony will be really important to get the Revenants to come out. If something goes wrong and the furnace goes boom... Steel Skull, are you even listening?
There's so much worse out there. Even the feline's cannons barely even singe these guys. What's a rinky-dink oven going to do? Even if it blows. The fire's just right tonight. Might as well get my blade reforged. The burden beast harums happily.
Why won't you guys just listen? Fine, I'll do it myself.
Hey, don't talk on the burden beasts. They'll think you're playing with them and knock you into the dirt. The unreasonable is now reasonable. You bully so you don't get bullied. Our ancestors have seen enough. They're about to go flying free. That's dumb. Sarkaz don't bully Sarkaz. The guitar player sends out a disdainful whistle.
Ow, that hurt.
The plaza's packed. Are you really going to tell everyone to go home one by one? You only have more than one set of legs. Can't you just, I don't know, use your Yal power to scare them off all in one go?
No, nuh-uh. That's simply out of line. Sarkaz don't bully Sarkaz, remember? Also, you should never ever treat a Yal's power so lightly.
Okay. No wonder you're the kindest Yal. No, the nicest Sarkaz in all of Kazdel, Nymph. Now go break a leg. Nymph looks behind her at the Furnace Node Plaza, filled to the brim with raucous singing, peddlers hawking their wares, and hammers beating on weapons. In the distance, the Soul Furnace towers above, belching out an acrid, thick black smoke. A careful listener could hear the faint screeching of the Revenants. For the past 200 years, day after day, it has sent energy to the furnace nodes, which then pass that energy on to the countless homes in Kazdel.
I don't know what will happen to the Revenants after the ceremony. Come to think of it, I don't know what a Revenant even looks like. I promised Ermi I'd make sure the people in the neighborhood were safe before the ceremony started. Why can't the Sarkaz and Kazdel just do as they're told?
What is the meaning of this? Are you going to let me finish reading or not? Another fit. Oh good, why don't you milk this out all night? It's not as if you're the one paying for the ceremony, are you? Enough. I don't like being here and inhaling these noxious gases either. If you could all be a tad bit more cooperative, we could get this over with and be on our separate ways. I shall just carry on from where I was interrupted. Not that any of you are listening in the first place. The duty of the soul furnace nears a close. The torments of thine burning body here too shall end. Thus, under the eyes of the myriad souls do I pray. If I could offer a comment, though the ceremonial recitation states pray, you ought to know that this is more of a notice. Also, await these rites in peace, spread not thine suffering means, pipe down and don't cause a ruckus. Things are rather hectic in the city right now, and if you could just wait until I have a moment's spare, I'll give you all the pomp and circumstance you need. When the time comes, do as you will, whether that means going home or staying here to help. Hell, get into a fight if that's what you want. Just don't tear down the city walls while you're at it. Did you get all that? Speak up if you did.
Your rights mean nothing. We have waited and suffered for too long. You threw us into this furnace. Too long. The burning, the scorching.
Yes, I understand you've been through a lot. Just to be fair, I didn't throw you in there, and we, the Sarkaz today, are not ungrateful. What we're doing at this very moment is trying to get you guys out, so pipe down already.
Millions upon millions of nights traveling through the dark. My kindreds, my screams have been drowned. Young Lich, a mere child. Insincere, insolent, ignorant. Still your tongue, seize your lies and get thee gone!
Damn, you better do as you're told if you know what's good for you. I've tried to keep this civilized. Act your age already. You're over 10,000 years old.
As the Wizened Lich rants and raves, a stray glob of slag splashes across his face. Master, is everything alright? The gauge indicates that the furnace's energy output isn't stable. Is something the matter with the ceremony? Do you require my assistance?
Stay back. You're not needed yet. Damn it all! Mark my words. If these geriatric fools aren't taken care of by tonight, I'll be Manfred's personal shoe shine.
General, you've been standing guard all day. You should take a rest.
Now's the pivotal moment of the ceremony. Nothing can be allowed to go wrong. Take your positions. If you notice anything out of the ordinary, report to me at once.
Yes, sir.
It seems Kazdel is still somewhat chilly this time of year.
Hey, you really ready to meet your old pals?
Today is a crossroads, the end of an endless history. Their sacrifice may not have been willing, but it was their agony and torment that fueled Kazdel for thousands of years. For that, they have my utmost respect.
Not willing? You were the one who caught them and threw them into the furnace in the first place. You really think you'll manage a nice, peaceful chat with them?
Her Highness has restored my sanity and given me clarity. My mind is no longer shrouded in haze. My heart no longer gripped by senseless rage. Let me see them. I'll try to quell their anger. It was I who began this age of suffering. It is only fitting that I end it.
Here's hoping you can.
Their souls are roasting in the furnace. I've got emotions of every sort. Will they really be ready to wave goodbye to their old metal home?
Hey, you! Stop gawping at the furnace like an idiot and start gawping at my wares like a genius. If you don't like them, you've got no taste. Come and take a look, girl. Oh, you again. Fat Wallet, about last time. Oh, no, are you hurt? You should watch where you're running.
The girl makes a face and sticks her tongue out at Nymph before peeling off into the distance.
While you're short on customers, Fat Wallet, you need to get your stuff outside the cordon. I can help.
Fine by me. Not like I've got any customers.
Really? That's great. I'll get started then.
Gonna need payment first though. If I have to move my whole stall, then you're gonna have to rent the spot from me.
Rent? But this is just an empty spot by the road.
Well, it's mine now. It's a good spot by the furnace. Lots of slackers hanging about. It's warm too. You can get your 3 squares a day here without having to waste energy at home. It won't be cheap. Anyway, that's enough free talk. You want anything more out of me? It's gonna cost ya. You're getting in the way of business here.
Hey!
Nymph looks at the soul furnace with worry. It might be her imagination, but the smoke appears to be getting thicker. Flashback.
A job only I can do? Sure, Ermi. My purse has been pretty light lately, so this is a lifesaver. What do you need from me? Repairs? Looking after burden beasts? I can do a little bit of everything. Oh, I would never task you with something so trivial. Oh, kind and considerate Nymph. It'd be a terrible waste of talent. Let me think. What should this position be called? Neighborhood officer? Neighborhood officer? Alright, I may have just come up with the title, but it's really important. You'll be the friendly neighborhood solver of any tricky issues. As you know, ever since that Victorian business, we've been dreadfully spread thin, and maintaining order in the streets is becoming more difficult by the day. But when it comes to making sure everyone's safe, you're one of the best. You're Kazdel's most considerate Jarl, after all. I am? But, okay, I get the idea. Make sure everyone's safe. Just leave it to me, Ermi. I'll do my very best. Fat Wallet, if I rent this spot from you, you'll move outside the cordon, right? That's what you said. Let me see my, where's my purse? Wait, it's definitely on me somewhere. I must have put it in another pocket. How could this be? Maybe I forgot to bring it with me when I left the house? Looks like I've got a fool on my hands. Maybe you're a nice, honest soul? No, there is no such thing. So a fool you must be. My purse is gone. The ceremony is almost over now. Fat Wallet, please, 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 move your stall away, please. If you don't move, then Steel Skull won't move either. Then everyone's going to get burned by the furnace.
That bit Lumok's still holding a grudge. All I did was store my goods in his house while he was out fighting. Not like he said I couldn't. I looked after that daughter of his for years. Him? He slinks back from Victoria, tail between his legs, completely empty-handed. You think I babysit for free?
You looked after her. You raised her to be a fucking thief. I gave her a name so I could send her off to learn to read and write. You ruined all that.
Wait, please stop fighting. The furnace, the cordon, there's no time. Ah, that's my purse. Please don't run. Ow!
Nymph is stripped up by the girl and lands face first in a puddle of mud. Bystanders chuckle as they help her up, and covered from head to toe in muck, she glances dejectedly at the quarreling duo. Everywhere she looks, people are going about their business as usual within the cordon. Even the pushover wandering singer is sitting cross-legged composing a new song by the light of the furnace. Oh, what to do, what to do. What she wants is really simple, but now she finds herself in a pickle.
You done yet? What's taking so long? Wasn't the last few times really smooth? If you can't hack it, just step down and let me. Hey!
Who even let you up here, Vishadel? Did I not instruct Ermengard to keep everyone away from the ceremony? It's bad enough that you're here. Did you really have to bring that one along too?
You've been afloat up there forever and nothing's happened. I came because I was worried about you.
You came because you wanted to rubberneck. As for being worried about me, best you worry about yourself.
What's to worry about? I wasn't the one who stuffed our ancestors into the fire to roast like sweet potatoes.
Good. Those who dare speak to a Revenant in such a manner tend to meet an unhappy end. The murderer returns. Is it him? He must pay! Make him pay! Pain, agony forsaken, all his debts. How dare he? Silence, all of you. Listen to what he has to say. Debt. I owe you nothing. It was all unnecessary price to pay. Then why did you not stay? Then why do you not throw them in two? Then why did you return? I am here to pick you up. Your duty is at an end. I've come to welcome you as you leave this cramped purgatory. Ridiculous! Laughable! It was you who threw us in here! You who left alone! How dare you! How dare you! How dare you return so brazen and condescending! I will see you pay the price. I will see everything burn in the raging flames of this furnace as we did. I understand your anger. I will face your wrath. But now, I just want you to come up and see the Kazdel today. Come and see. See the city you've devoted yourselves to. It is proof that you lived. You have no place to say that to us. No, wait. You... the one we call the eldest of Revenants. Why have you become like this? You need not feel sorry for me. My shattered soul has been burned away. Nothing is left. Eldest of Revenants, why are you in a cannon? No, it's more like a Sanctagun. Our wanted elder trapped inside a Sanctagun.
What are they arguing about, old man? Translate for me.
I'm not entirely sure it could be called an argument.
Huh? Why so quiet all of a sudden? They hashed things out already. Maybe don't blast ash in your guest's face? What the hell was that?
Based on my prior dealings with these fellows, that would be equivalent of spitting in your face.
Me? What did I do? Fuck off! Hey, you old farts, what gives?
Is you are all beyond reasoning! What's going on?
General, our cannons. They've started charging on their own. I think it's the remnants of the Revenant fragment in the core. It's
Starting up our guns, is it? What's the target?
if I'm reading this right, it's the soul furnace.
Quick! Cut all power!
Fantastical lights explode and streak across the night sky like a rain of fire. Cold, very and unchanging as ever, Kazdel silently absorbs their fiery descent. There is always someone awake, yearning for a glimpse of something different from the small patch of night sky outside their window. Something like a sudden, violent burst of fireworks.
The furnace.
Who fired that cannon?
My roof! Darn it, I just fixed it up a few days ago. Where did big rock even come from? And what's that burning smell? Ow! My hand! Hot, hot, hot!
Dang it.
What was that? No, I don't have time to worry about the roof. Everyone, please listen. That accident is definitely connected to the ceremony. The soul furnace could restart at any moment. For your safety, please evacuate outside the cordon immediately.
Clang, clang, clang. The mercenary mending his weapon keeps hammering away without even looking up. Come on, come all. Come and take a look. You're blind if you don't buy anything.
You all really...
Just fucking die already. Steel Skull's hammer stops mid-swing. Fat Wallet's shouting stops mid-sentence, and the Wandering Singer's guitar string snaps mid-pluck. Girl, what did you just say?
I said...
Are you deaf? What?
For the sake of everyone's safety.
Burn, burn. I'll burn you all into ashes. Hey, calm down. What are you coming over here for? My clothes, my burn beasts are what was it? Flammable. He's right. Don't do anything crazy.
Get behind the cordon now, or else.
Cowards who flee from battle.
Thieves who steal from their own.
No lives who indulge in pleasure. Idlers who shirk their duties. I'll kill you all. Kill.
Or else. Huh? Where'd everyone go?
One by one, the plaza's crowd turned their heads, staring at Nymph in disbelief. One by one, the plaza's crowd turned their heads, staring at Nymph in disbelief. Steel Skulls frantically tries to drag his burden beast out of the cordon, while Fat Wallet pecks up her stall with surprising speed for someone her age. Nymph feels something bump into her belly. The girl who stole her purse shoves it back into her hands, then runs off as fast as she can. The Wandering Singer now stands meekly outside the cordon area with his sheets under his arm, as if he has been there the whole time.
Wow, that's
Nymph scratches her head, setting free the glimmering fragment that had fallen into her hair. It still retains the heat of the furnace it was so unduly ejected from. As it tumbles out of her hair, the strange voice in her head cuts off.
Nymph, can you hear me? Nymph? Nymphy? Hey! Is that you, Ermi? How come I can't see you? Look at the mirror in the little box I gave you. Wow, Ermi, how'd you get inside the mirror? Didn't I tell you when I gave it to you? You must have missed the instructions I wrote again. Lich creations aren't so easy to understand. Besides, if I ever need to use it, you'll help me. So, what's going on? I saw a really big explosion over by the furnace. Something went awry at the ceremony, and now the ancestors are throwing a fit. Get this, the Revenant on the airship got into a fight with those in the furnace. Are you okay? I'm fine. A little explosion like that couldn't hurt me. My master's still counting on me to run errands for him, so I have a bit more on my plate that I can handle. As for the furnace, it's still intact, and there haven't been any further issues. But the explosion caused another problem, and I might have to ask for your help again. I'm just glad you're alright. Whatever you need help with, just say the word. We need to hunt down all the bits of slag that got ejected from the furnace and see if they have any Revenant fragments in them. Revenant fragments? Are they dangerous? A lot of people here have been picking up shards of stuff that fell from the sky after the explosion. They are, which is why Master wants me to find them as quickly as possible. The Revenants in the furnace are restless now that they're missing some of their kind. As for the Revenant fragments that are scattered, they're like ticking time bombs. We don't know when they're going to stir up trouble. But don't worry too much. Judging by the number of Revenants still inside the furnace, only a handful of fragments have a Revenant riding along. Fewer than 10, in fact. Finally, some good news. I was thinking about how long it'd take to find every single bit that had fallen from the sky. Well, unfortunately, that's the difficult part of all this. We have no idea where these fragments fell. They could be anywhere in Kazdel, really. So, what do the ones with the Revenants look like? To be honest, I haven't had a proper look at one either. It shouldn't be too hard to identify something with a Revenant riding inside it, though. It'll influence the emotions and senses of the people around it. Would they happen to be surrounded by wisps of smoke? Maybe they sparkle and flash too? Yeah, something like that. Then you might want to look at this and see if it's what you're looking for. Though I haven't felt it influence my emotions or anything. Are you at home? I'll head over right now. Whatever you do, don't give the thing to anyone else. We're lucky you're a Jarl. Ah, okay. By the furnace node near my house. So come as quickly as you can. This little rock sure is hot. Ermi, you're back. What did your master say? The good news is that it really was a Revenant fragment. Master has already placed it back in the furnace. The bad news is that we might have been too quick with retrieving it. Why is that a bad thing? Shouldn't we be putting them back right away? Wait, did your master compliment you? Even you haven't figured out by now. Yeah, he did. And every time he does, he's almost always building up to bad news. You know how I have to inspect goods going in and out of Kazdel every day, organize patrols, arrange repairs for the holes in the furnace, and even inventory all the stuff he brought back from Lithanian, right? He's already running me ragged, and now he wants me to... Ermi, did you try telling him that you're already swamped and that someone else should go gather the fragments? I did tell him that. I told him the only reason we found this first one so quickly was you. And then? Did he change his mind? Why are you looking at me like that? Wait, Ermi! Hey! Nymph? Help me out again. Last time, I swear. I really have too much to handle and that old tool doesn't really care. Please, you're the only one I can count on now. But... you just need to find all the fragments and bring them back. I'll give you a nice big reward if you do. I know you don't really lack anything, but I guarantee it'll be something you really want. And it's something only I can give you, Not even my master could. Well, don't keep me guessing. Just say what it is and I'll think it over. I can't tell you too much at the moment, but don't you worry, villagers are generous people. Is that really the proper attitude to ask for help? Anyone else would have walked away, but not this silly Dial. She just lets you walk all over her. So fine, I'll help you find these fragments, but do you have a map that can show where they are, Ermi? The kind with the little black dots floating around? Do you think liches can just conjure things from thin air? Why would I have something so strange? But you have a point. You'd be chasing your own tail if I just sent you out off to find the fragments with no help. Not to mention that you don't have anything that could actually contain the Revenant fragments. Pass me that box thing of yours while I think for a second. I'll need some time to give this a few upgrades. Head home and rest for now. Once I'm done, I'll come find you. I thought this was a super urgent task. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. And once you have the right tool, you'll save more time than the few hours it'll take me to make it. Fine, but I still hope you can think over the map thing a bit more. I'll put my box over here. See you later, Ermi. A way to detect Revenants. To isolate them? What if I dismantle this part? No, that won't work. Ermi? I'm heading back now. I'll wait for your good news. Oh, alright, bye-bye. Liches are always so quick to jump into thinking mode. I really hope she doesn't become like her master one day. I've got important things to do tomorrow, so I better get some rest. I wonder how many people will dream about those fireworks tonight.
Flashback to a bit earlier.
It's still so hot. Like trying to hold a roast sweet potato fresh out of the oven. Can't imagine how hot it must be in the furnace. It's nice to meet you, ancestor, sir. I don't quite know what to call you. You must have been burning in the furnace since my grandparents were still little. You really gave it good to that crowd just now.
Nymph walks over to a quiet corner of the plaza and sits down on some steps.
I should probably put you back where you belong, but getting to meet you was something really special. I better tell you what I need to say quick. I've always known you were real, ever since I was young. Everyone said you were just stories to scare little kids, but I always believed. Back then, there was a Bible camp right by my doorstep. Mom and Dad never let me wander too far, so I was always looking for the camp's doctors to play with. My favorite fairy tale was the future the Bible doctors told me about. And then, my Bible friends left without warning. One day, I'd go look for them as usual, and there was just a field. I was really sad, so I cried and cried at the furnace node in the plaza, because everyone told me the underground pipes connected to it would carry my voice all the way to the great big soul furnace. Now that I've seen or heard you, I feel so happy. You really do exist, and you've been protecting us and all of Kazdel this whole time, and...
Noisy.
Sorry.
Nymph's eyes widen as a shadow slowly seeps out of the shimmering slag. It is barely a wisp, as faint as a cicada's wings, but at least he doesn't sound as angry as before.
Shabby.
You mean our neighborhood? Well, I think it's kinda nice once you get used to it.
Barely any improvements.
Improvement? Oh, you mean compared to 200 years ago? Right. You've been in the furnace all that time. Maybe this is your first time out.
Nymph stretches out her hand that the slag is resting on, allowing him a clearer view of the plaza. The first view he's had in 200 years that did not include flames.
See, Ancestor Revenant, sir? This is where we live nowadays.
What's that sound?
Snap string singing. That instrument he's holding is cobbled together from scraps. It looks like a guitar, but I don't know what it's actually called.
And the mercenary.
You mean Steel Skull? He's had a few drinks and now he's dancing around his Burden Beast battle buddies.
What of the army?
Do you mean the military commission? Maybe, do you see that big airship flying overhead? I've heard they're up there.
Rest. After a long period of silence, that is the only word the slag says. Nymph doesn't quite understand the meaning. Not too far away, the wandering singer plucks at his instrument and begins to sing a song of farewell, as promised. Nymph is just making friends with anybody. Adorable. Also, yes, the goat, he's back! I was so happy to see Fremaw. I didn't even think he will be in here, but I don't know why I didn't considering that all the liches were supposed to go back to Kazdel as well. But I completely forgot about that. I'll be quite honest. But that was a very positive. I love the guy. He's fun to voice. Let's put it that way. He is very fun to voice, and oh boy, they are preparing quite the thing. So we are setting the souls free. I wonder what the new... They haven't mentioned it yet, but I do wonder what the new power source is gonna be. Like just a Originium reactor? What are they building? They have something in mind there, but I do wonder. But yeah, that's our story set up for now, so let's also very importantly, I love the Revenant that is with Vishadel and is like fully like oh, I have changed as a person, the rage in me has quelled, Theresa has freed me, and then immediately goes super piss mode. That was amazing. They really found each other, didn't they? Vishadel and the Revenant. They really found each other. They're like two peas in a pod. Really. No wonder they're resonating so much. Anyway, let us continue on with our second and final part for today, which is titled The Streets on the Way Back. Flashback. I came to you to help some big shots solve your problems. You won't find a shoddier district in all of Kazdel. I have a group of real good workers willing to help build a furnace node. Think about it. With just a supply of power, this district will be able to transform. People will have work to keep themselves fed and won't cause trouble anymore.
You sound plenty confident. What do you want from me?
Steel for the pipes, right in the middle of the district. You can have your people keep an eye on it if you want. Trust me, you won't recognize this district in 3 months. You see those guards watching over the steel? Do you believe me now? It's the bosses who ordered a furnace node to be built. There's plenty in it for you, if you work for them. Huh, and... I want food, enough to feed a decent team of workers. I know you guys have plenty. Bring it to the warehouse there. We'll have enough space. Trust me, this is a good deal for you. You see the food in this warehouse? Come help build the furnace, and everyone gets some every day. Better than robbing people on the streets. At least you don't have to worry about getting your skull split open. You've got guts, kid. You want to hire mercenaries to work for you? You're big, tough, and not afraid to break a sweat. You'll make great workers. Listen to me, and I'll make sure you all do well for yourselves. Better than you're doing right now, at least.
7:40 AM. Overcast. Good morning, big head. Come to get your clothes. Your collar would have been charred if you came any later.
Don't you dare call me big head, and put away all that crap you picked up. Don't fucking pile shit up in front of my door.
Just one night, I'm selling it to the boiler guy later. Won't bother you. Not that much anyway. The hoodlums would have stolen them if I left them at home. But no one in these parts would dare have their finger in your pie.
You're talkative today. Aren't you going to work?
Didn't you hear that nasty noise last night? A rock this big fell right on top of the construction site. If I went to work now, I have to help move the rock and fill in the crater. Why would I want to do 3 times the work for the same amount of food? Say, you're up early. Are you going somewhere?
No, just in the mood for a morning stroll.
Well, don't get to the south side, it's a mess. I was out there cutting wires in the morning when I heard that a hunk of iron fell from the sky, straight through somebody's roof. They hardly started grinning when the broken horns showed up. Now there's a handful of gangs wanting to trade that iron for food. Everybody wants a big piece and they're almost fighting over it.
Over iron? Is it valuable?
Or iron isn't valuable only when burden beasts fly. Those broken hornheads would draw their blades for half a hunk of black brick. They would thorn the house down if the consultant wasn't there to keep them in line.
Well, they stay in line with the consultant watching them.
Don't say I didn't warn you, and I would take the long way around if I were you. You see those two over there?
Where?
You know Nymph. Don't know the other one, but she looks like a lich. Those two were keeping order around here before you came back.
A lich? What are they doing here? Isn't she worried about getting her nice shoes dirty?
Might be Nymph's friend. Look how they're laughing with each other. There's the boiler man. Gonna borrow your card, big head.
What did you just say?
I mean, big guy. Have a nice stroll. I've got junk to sell.
I'll let it slide this time. If you share half the money you made.
Huh? No, just wait a second, big guy. It's not like I don't want to share with you, but what's money good for in Kazdel these days?
If a Revenant fragment is too big, press this red button in the back until the box becomes big enough to hold it. And do not poke your head inside, no matter what happens. That's pretty much it. There's a manual inside as well. Any questions? You really don't have a treasure map that can show Revenant fragment locations in real time? I told you, liches don't grant wishes. Making arts creations is serious business. Here, put this on. The lich arts inside will detect nearby Revenant fragments and emit an alarm when you're close enough. The box looks like a mercenary communicator. Be glad you got that. I was planning to make the case out of scrap paper. But this doesn't look much more serious than a treasure map. Hey, I was joking, give it back! I have to keep an eye on the furnace repairs and review the books that my master gave me. I'm counting on you to find the Revenant fragments, Nymph. Of course, that's what friends are for. They were right. You're the kindest, gentlest Jarl in all of Kazdel. Who says? There aren't that many Jarl in Kazdel. I'm just helping out a friend. Well, you get back to work. I got to go myself. Are you sure? Is this where you saw the meteor fall?
Yes, this is the place.
But Ermi's detector isn't reacting at all. Do you remember what the meteor looked like?
Some of them were round, some of them bumpy.
There was more than one?
The wonderful smell when roasted on an open flame.
What?
Leave the skin on, soft and fluffy, simply lip smacking.
Ma'am, what are you talking about?
Go inside, they're only open in the morning. and they won't stay open for you.
I'm looking for the meteor, not mercenary potatoes. The stuff that the fireworks dropped last night.
Fried rice? There's no fried rice.
Never mind. I guess I might as well ask the mercenaries. Get some rest, Granny. I'll bring roast potatoes next time.
Thanks. I like mine a little charred. Nymph keeps walking. The courtyard is not big, but there are a lot of things here. Mercenaries who came back from the front lines have set up camp. Simple ovens bake in a corner, with embers still smoldering inside.
Hello? Anybody here?
You're too late.
What?
I bought the last bag of roast potatoes. Come back tomorrow.
I'm not here for potatoes.
We've met twice before, but that was during the Civil War. I guess you don't remember. The roast potatoes are pretty good. I could give you half of one, if you want.
No thanks. I'm here for the meteor that fell last night.
You're after that piece of iron? Well, it's not here anymore. The Broken Horns didn't get what they wanted at the veterans' home, so they got a few gangs together to bring it to their own turf. The commotion lasted all morning, and nobody's mended that hole in the roof.
You said a few gangs? Did they all touch, the piece of iron?
A dozen or so folks must have touched it, maybe 100. A few wise guys tries to scrap some more iron off with their fingernails. Are you shivering? Do you need a potato to warm your hands?
Oh, I'm fine.
Go on, don't be shy. I can spare that much.
Thanks. You said they went to all the trouble for a rock with some iron. Doesn't that sound a little weird?
You think so too? Huh. The young Broken Horns seemed really obsessed with the iron. They just wouldn't leave it alone. You have any idea what's going on?
Let me think.
Oh, why am I asking you? It's not like you live here.
Yeah, I haven't been to this district in years. I don't know it well. Where can I find the Broken Horns?
Go straight until the end of the path, turn right, and keep walking until you reach Burning Tail Junction, where the cherry trees used to be. You'll see it.
Thanks. Say, what's your name?
They call me, Well, you can call me Paul.
I'm Nymph.
There is a sudden crack of thunder in the dark sky, but no raindrops fall. The sound echoes through the walls, rubble, and buried pipelines. The thick and heavy shell begins to peel off, revealing the original texture beneath. Oh dear, look at the time. It's been a pleasure talking to you, but I have to get some veggies from the vertical farm. Gotta rush. Bye.
Oh, okay. Bye.
The young Sarkaz carries his shopping bag with his tail and strolls leisurely into the alley, showing no signs of a rush.
Burning Tail Junction. Cherry tree? I remember the place, but I thought the cherry trees were cut down before the Civil War.
I smell fried potatoes. Where are they? Here we are. This street still looks the same. There used to be a huge piece of originium crystal here. Did they move it out, or do I remember wrong? Beansprout said things were bad here, but I haven't seen a single hoodlum yet. I should sock him one when I get back. My house is just around the corner. She used to stand guard here, and I got a good beating if she caught me running out into the streets. What's the point of looking for it, though? It's been so many years. People come and go. Somebody else probably lives there now. What would they think if I said it used to be my home? They'd probably think I was crazy or just an idiot. Not like I can come back and reclaim it as mine. Just a quick look, that'll do. Go around the corner, get your look, then go get something to eat. Just another day. Wait, Where's the house? Just a wall? Where's the roof? Who tore down my house?
What are you shouting about, silly big guy? Shouldn't you go home and roast some potatoes? What are you doing on a broken horn turf? They'll strip you naked, you know.
Whose kid are you? Who taught you to talk like that?
The girl in the window does not answer. She makes a face and wags her little head. The mercenary sees the black rocks growing out of her neck.
This is broken horn turf? How?
Don't you see the red words on the wall? Oh, don't tell me you can't read. It says, traitor. That's what they say happens to guys who get on the wrong side of the broken horns. Hey, don't go. I can teach you if you want to learn to read. I've got nothing against you, head sellers.
The mercenary stops in his tracks and turns around, looking up at the girl from below the window. His yellow, mottled eyes make it difficult to hide much emotion.
What's a head seller?
That's what the broken horns call people like you, wearing a jacket like that, coming back from the outside. But the girl who taught me to read won't let me use that word. She says,
Where can I find the broken horns?
Hey, stop right there. Who are you?
2 days and the broken horns got you blind? I'm here for the gang meeting.
Gang meeting? You? What are you talking about? This isn't your barbecue stall. Since when do cooks get a seat at the table?
As your dumbass healed up, you want me to get the consultant?
I don't see him anywhere. Where are you gonna find him? Boss says the meeting starts after 3 bangs on the steel bucket, and no one else gets to go in.
I'm not deaf. It's only been 2 bangs.
Oh. That's 3 there. Huh, you know what? I'll take a little pity on you. You want to go in? Give me 3 roast potatoes tomorrow, and I'm not paying for them.
Sure, if you dare. Take a guess what extra seasoning I'm gonna put on them.
Hey, hold it. Did I say you could go in? What are you looking at? I'm talking to you.
Me? I'm here to listen.
Get lost. This is no place for you. See this?
A fire poker?
A knife made from a horn. It's really sharp.
Ouch, that must have hurt. Why would you poke your finger like that? Here, I have a bandage.
You... get lost!
This should be the place, but how do I get in? I've heard that the broken horns are a bunch of unruly young kids, and now... Come on, Nymph, think of your friends. Could anyone help? Not this one, not that one either. This one might have some influence on a gang meeting, but I don't think she's in Kazdel anymore. What about the consultant? All the gangs in the district listen to him, but I've never seen him, and I don't know where he lives. I should just wait here. He's always the one officiating the gang meetings. I'm sure he'll come by. No one's coming?
Are you waiting for someone, Miss Nymph?
Paul, did you get your veggies?
I was a little late. All they had left was sweet potatoes. That farmer's a grumpy one. He doesn't let you pick. It took a lot of sweet talking to get a few decent looking ones.
Wow, sweet potatoes can get this big? The ones I know aren't even a third the size.
The only way to get ones this big is to try your luck at the vertical farm. But I hear the farmers keep the best ones for themselves. Anyway, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was trying my luck to see if I could run into the consultant here. The broken horns won't let me in, but they once taught me if I was with the consultant.
It might not go down quite like that. Do you know the consultant?
I asked someone to help get in touch with him, but I never got a response.
So you're waiting for someone you've never met. How would you recognize him?
That's why I said I was trying my luck. Maybe he'd know me?
Is that piece of iron really so important?
Not just to me, it's important to everyone else here. I have to bring it back to...
The soul furnace?
Yes, you saw it too? The fireworks last night.
They came from the soul furnace. But wasn't the appeasement ceremony in progress then? Are we talking about... Revenants? But why are you here? What about the liches?
Huh? You know about all that?
Just my luck. I thought I was imagining things. This is even worse than I thought. You've been standing here for a while, right? How many times did they bang the steel bucket?
3 times, I think.
The gang meeting has started. I shouldn't have spent so much time shopping today.
It may not be too late. I think they'll wait for the consultant.
Fair point. A gang meeting without the consultant is basically a brawl. Well, it's your lucky day, Nymph. Or maybe unlucky day. Come on. Let's get this trouble all fixed up.
Huh? No, wait. You don't even know what's going on.
I'll tell you my theory on the way, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Beast shit, no goddamn way. That courtyard was given to us by the military commission, and the consultant signed off on all business on these streets. Why would we move out just because you say so?
Calm down, Beryl. This isn't personal. As for you, Beck, you need to watch your words.
As if I'm wrong, Ebony. Why should these head sellers be allowed to take our turf after spending so many years on this outside?
You weren't the boss of your gang when the consultant gave them those 2 blocks.
You know what? I should have kicked the old man off his seat sooner. I wouldn't have let the head seller set foot in here if I was in the room back then. Say that again, I dare you.
Don't just stand there staring, pull them apart. You should get your mouth slapped back. They were out there risking their lives for us. And you, Beryl, stop being such a hardhead. Beck could run his mouth all day, but none of it matters until the consultant gets here.
Stop defending them, Ebony. Who gives a damn about the consultant? How many men does he have? How many blades does he have? Not as many men as you, but blades? That's hard to say.
Consultant?
Consultant.
Consultant?
Who's it, y'all?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just... I'm the consultant's assistant. I'm here to help him take minutes.
Yeah, my writ's been hurting lately. You could take her place, if you have problem with it. Oh, I forgot, you can't read. Well, everyone's here. Let's get started, unless someone has something important to do.
Not at all. We're all waiting on you to decide how to split the piece of iron.
The cloth over it is pulled away, stirring up a cloud of dust. Nymph covers her nose with the back of her hand and squints at what lay underneath. It is a large rock that has been touched by fire and smoke, with broken originium pieces scattered across the surface. Underneath the cracked exterior are honeycomb-shaped rust marks. The woman, whom the others call Ebony, takes out a screwdriver and pries a small piece of rust from the crack. Light shines through the smoke upon it, reflecting a faint blue glow. The device on Nymph's wrist trembles, as though it just felt a chill. Looks like there's a fair bit of iron. Is this it?
I think so. But Ermi said the detector would sound an alarm. Why is it quiet?
The iron extracted from a piece this big could feed you all for a month. But who's going to extract it? All these little originium bits on it are like mini-bombs, if not properly processed. Some of my guys had an ironworking shop on the Colombian frontier. You'll roast it like you roast your potatoes. Shut the fuck up if you don't know what you're talking about. I can always cut it up before processing it. That won't work. The originium fragments are unstable. They could go off at any time. We've done business with the furnace node manager over by the western wall. Should we ask him? Didn't you understand? The fragments are unstable. You think he would risk blowing up his furnace? Don't forget where the fireworks last night came from. If the big shots catch you, whether it's the military commission... Or the Liches, who have a slightly grim opinion of you fellas. Huh. You know what's gonna happen. Not my problem if it's just your own graves that you're digging, but not when you might leave the rest of us starving. Is there no place in Kazdel that will take it? You're not telling us to send it back where it came from, are you? You're getting ahead of yourself, Ebony. We haven't gotten the Orion out yet. Besides, just because no one will take it in Kazdel doesn't mean no one will take it out there. Some smugglers will do anything, no matter how dangerous. You might take a hefty haircut on it, but it's better than leaving it to rot in your hands. How big of a haircut are we talking about? How should I know? It's not my area of expertise. This is what I do as a consultant. I'll tell you how to cut the cake fairly, but I'm never the one to actually cut it. How can we be sure the difference won't end up in your pocket? What are you saying, Beck? Apologize to the consultant now. To him? I don't understand why you're so polite with this guy. Have things been peaceful for so long that you forgot where you should be pointing your blade? I say he's in league with the noble masters up in the towers. He makes it so we don't get to fight or eat, so we end up fixing walls for them. Why would he help the head sellers take my turf? I've lived in Kazdel since the day I was born. Why should I give my house to some slugs who haven't set foot here in decades?
Draw your blade. Nobody's gonna say I killed an unarmed man.
For fuck's sake, give it a rest, both of you. You can fight it out yourselves once we get the food. Put your blades down, now. I guess someone forgot what my job is. I just give advice. You decide to take it or not. I know a few smugglers, but let's just say it'll take some credit for them to handle such a hot potato. Sorry about Beck, consultant. He's still young. I'm not at all either, Ebony. I know some of you don't trust me and think that I am where I am thanks to luck alone. That's fine. We listen to you because you know your stuff. A full belly doesn't lie. Only greedy fools. Everyone looks in the direction of the noise to see the Djal, who claims to be the consultant's assistant, reaching out to the piece of iron with the strange box. She almost has it.
Oh crap, the timing.
What are you doing? Get your hand off of our iron!
For fuck's sake, almost let you sneak it out under my nose!
What's the deal, consultant?
I've got the door. They're not getting out.
Your rules say the penalty for stealing in this room is a lost hand, consultant. You picked Djal. Left. Alright. She's not stealing. I asked her to. Measure the iron content in the rock.
That's right. It's so high it made my detector go haywire.
Be careful. I didn't hire you to give me a heart attack.
Sorry.
I'm not sure I believe you, consultant. You think we aren't watching you? It's one thing to help the head sellers. At least they're sticking their necks out. But working with the tower dwellers, that's another beast. Why would a Djal girl in a pretty dress like that work as your assistant?
These are all clothes for my mom and dad. I just cut them to fit me.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. The more important thing here is how we turn this piece of iron into food, isn't it? How about this? I'll get someone willing to go over the walls to bring some food and take away this ticking time bomb, and then you can take your time to figure out how to share the food. I changed my mind. Food's gone once you eat it. I want blades or iron and one hand from this thief. Do we have a deal?
Can you extract your iron?
I won't ask about your connections, Beck.
You want a piece of iron, you can have it, but you got to supply our share of the food. Do the Broken Horns have that much food?
Didn't the consultant call this a time bomb? You want food from me when I'm helping you solve a problem?
It fell in our yard. Food or iron, the veterans' home takes the biggest share.
Ha! Those streets belong to the Broken Horns. You didn't even get leftovers.
We'll follow the consultant's rules. Everyone here gets a share. The mercenaries get an additional share to repair their roof.
Why does he get to set the rules? Why not me?
Don't think for a second that we are scared of the Broken Horns back.
You'll be arguing for the next 100 years at this rate. If the Broken Horns want this iron so much, they can have it.
Consultant?
Let me finish. Any damages resulting from mishandling by the Broken Horns will also be Beck's responsibility. Huh! As for the rest of you, whether it's food or iron you want, I'll take care of it. Consider it an apology for the little commotion just now. You can come and get your share once I figure out the amount. Not for free, of course. My pockets aren't that deep. Any firework piece that fell on your turf, you bring to me, no matter how big or small. Don't be so short-sighted. The liches may not be roaming the streets day and day now, but they're always watching us. Make sure you understand what you're allowed to take, and what you shouldn't even go near.
No objection. I picked up a lot of small pieces, but they're too small to be anything useful.
How does this work? How much food and or iron can we get for the pieces? Excuse me, I have an idea. The amount of our iron can be calculated from the purity, but I'll need to take another measurement, since I got interrupted. It would be best if I could take a small sample.
Paul looks at Nymph with bewilderment in his eyes, but nods his head. The others give way for Nymph to take her peculiar handbox to the cracked piece of iron.
She takes out a strange rod and knocks on the surface lightly. A small dual-colored piece falls out from inside. Nymph's box opens slowly, sucking the piece in. When the box closes, everyone in the room feels compelled to look to the window. The skies are still dark, but the light shining in seems to have gotten brighter and warmer.
Done.
Write your choice of supplies and your name on the paper, and you can come back in 3 days. You know where to find me. Doesn't matter if you can't write back, you got the whole piece of iron. You're not getting anything else from me. And I'll deal with the territorial dispute between the mercenaries and the Broken Horns someday next month. All of you better show up.
Here's the paper, just like you wanted, consultant.
Anything else? Alright, you can get back to your own lives now.
Thank you so much, consultant. You're really a huge help.
It's nothing. I've crossed paths with that Lich lady before, after all. It's the least I could do. And please, call me Paul.
I didn't expect the legendary consultant to be so young. But the supplies that you promised the people here to get me out of the jam, do you really have so much food and or iron in stock?
Maybe. I've stocked up a bit over the years. Not sure if it's enough though. Maybe I should get a head start on picking up the firework pieces.
The clothes on your back are all wet.
Really? Well, I guess it's a hot day today.
Paul, were you scared?
Well... Of course I was scared. Did you see how many men they had? And how many blades? They could have eaten me for dinner if they meant it. What was I supposed to do? I just wanted to get everybody together and make our lives a little better. How was I supposed to know that things would turn out like this? I didn't sign up to become the consultant.
Calm down. We're safe.
You heard that?
What?
The eye can read minds, can't they? Did you,
It's okay. I didn't peek. Why does everyone think we can do that? It's true that I'm a little more sensitive to people's fear, but it's very demanding arts. And do you think I really want to hear what other people are thinking?
I guess you're right. It's not exactly pleasant stuff you would see in Kazdel. Anyway, did you get what you needed?
Yeah, it's perfect. Look!
It's so small, but it does look unique.
It was surrounded by a Ryron. That's why the detector didn't react.
Well, you got what you came for, didn't you?
No, I'm just getting started. My Lich friend says there's at least 4 or 5 more pieces in the city, and I have no idea where to find them. I was planning on asking someone well connected. But what's better connected in these parts than you? You must know something, right, consultant?
I have a rough idea where some of the pieces might have fallen, but I can't be sure whether they'll have Revenant in them or not.
It's a start. Better than stumbling around in the city trying my luck. If you help me find the remaining pieces, I'll ask the lazy liches to reimburse the food and the Ryron you're handing out. Well, food may be a little difficult, but the Ryron shouldn't be a problem. There's always parts coming off the furnace during maintenance.
Well, I guess I couldn't do worse. Hey, stop tugging on my sleeve!
I'll take that as a yes. A little stroll would do you some good, given how stressed you are.
Who said I was stressed?
Did you forget I'm a Jarl?
You said you didn't look! She really is just making friends everywhere she goes, isn't she? This is pretty much gonna be this whole thing, I guess. Adorable. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, at the end of the previous part, that one scene. I'm not 100% sure if in that one scene where the Revenant piece was lodged in her hair, it was specifically her voice speaking. I was doing her voice, kind of like just a bit deranged. But it was either her voice or directly the Revenant speaking. I'm not 100% sure, but considering the guy was stuck on her head, influencing her mind, I presumed it was her voice just being influenced without her realizing what she was saying. Anyway. The story is set up. We are searching for fragments of the Revenants, or rather the pieces of the furnace, which each, or rather some of them, continue a Revenant stuck in there. And, well, this is a wild goose chase. Also, Midem is very funny. I do wonder if for the rest of the story they're gonna bring it back, maybe a time here and there where we're gonna hear like the inner thoughts of a character through the eyes of Nymph. That would be funny if that is gonna keep on happening. I obviously don't know right now, but that is a very, very, very funny thing, especially with how it ended here with with Midem and his inner thoughts panicking and sweating and everything. That was kind of funny. But yeah, this will be it for today. Next time we're gonna continue, and I see already a very familiar face on the very first card, and that's gonna be interesting. For those of you wondering, wait, when did she get back? And her squad, or rather the people that are with her, well, in the recently released operator record, which you can very easily find on the channel if you just go to the channel and type in Mudrock, you're gonna find her operator record. It's pretty much one of the most recent videos on the channel. It does carry a bit of story of her and her squad mates reaching Kazdel and the difficulties of getting into the city, at least. But yeah, it is there. As for the rest of these cards, this is gonna be a very interesting collection. I have no idea who this is. This is a completely new person. This person I do know. For those of you who haven't played IS4, this is a character that appears in one of the events there. AKA she was, up until now, she was in Sami, so this was gonna be interesting why she is here. And obviously Tin Man does not require any introduction. As we saw already, the guy is literally on a on a food hunt. He's hunting potatoes. But anyway, this will be it for today. So all I can say is thank you very much for listening and watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider leaving a like. That would help me out a lot, of course. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. There is a lot more if you just take a peek at just Arknights stuff. There is a lot. Pretty much the entire game is done in this very way on the channel. And yeah, you can find a lot more there. So take a look and enjoy. And of course, if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open. Thank you very much to the members that are there already. Really appreciating it, guys. Thank you very much. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next part. Until then, bye-bye. What is the meaning of this? Are you going to let me finish reading or not? Another fit? Oh good, why don't you milk this out all night? It's not as if you're the one paying for the ceremony, are you? Ermengard? This is a new image. Yes! The goat is back! Oh! I have missed the... Oh! Oh, please be a lull in the story. I love voicing you, your fucking goat ass. What's the target? If I'm reading this right, it's the soul furnace! Quick! Cut all power! Holy hell, he's pissed! Didn't he mellow out? Fuck's sake. The moment the rage left the Sarkaz, became goofy. I like it.